Hi, my name is Michelle Cordero, and this is Brian Lesniak. Today, we're going to talk to you about our Logic TEE probes and their function.
The intention of this video will be to instruct users on the TEE probe about basic functionality. What will not be included is system user functions and clinical information. The TEE probes included in this discussion will include those currently available on the Logic products. Excluded from this discussion will be the 9T, the 9T-RS, and the 6VT-TEE transducers. First, some information about unpacking and inspection. Some attention should be given to the proper case unpacking and the items included. The arrows facing up will indicate the correct opening sequence. The case should contain the TEE probe, the probe care card, bite guards, user manual, certificate of cleanliness, and product locator card. It is recommended that you check the operation and physical integrity of the probe prior to patient scanning. If any irregularity is observed or suspected, the TEE probe should not be used. Please notify your service representative immediately of any damages or discrepancies. To power the Logic E on, use the on-off button on the upper left-hand part of the keyboard. To connect the transducer, take the RS connector directly into the port and pull the lever upward to lock the transducer. After the appropriate probe has been connected and selected, the scan system plane position will automatically calibrate. A message will then appear on the system display to remind the user the importance of using a bite guard while conducting a TEE exam. After the calibration is complete, the probe temperature sensor is activated, and the probe temperature will display on the system monitor. When the message disappears and the calibration cycle is complete, the probe is ready for operation. Let's now take an opportunity to review some of the probe operations. The TEE probe endoscope has two wheel controls for deflection of the distal tip of the transducer. The deflection wheels control up and down and left and right tip deflection. During this demonstration, we will reference and orient the endoscope with the control wheels up. Operating the lower wheel controls. When checking the deflection of the probe tip, carefully observe the deflection angle of the tip. Turning the lower wheel clockwise should deflect the tip of the endoscope into a range of 120 degrees with reference to the endoscope shaft. Turning the lower wheel counterclockwise will move or retroflex the endoscope tip downward to approximately 40 degrees angle. Operating the upper wheel controls. Turning the upper wheel clockwise to deflect the endoscope tip right to approximately 40 degrees. Counterclockwise rotation of the upper wheel will deflect the tip to the left 40 degrees. To be able to retain the tip deflection in a position, friction can be applied to the up-down deflection control. The TEE deflection brake will hold the up-down deflection position if no force is applied to the scan head. It is important to note that the friction brake is by no means a locking mechanism. This is to ensure that the endoscope will straighten if the probe is rapidly removed in a critical situation. Also note the neutral position markers indicated on the probe handle and knobs. Neutral position is indicated when the markers are aligned. Operating the scan plane rotation controls. The scan plane rotation is driven by buttons located on the handle. When pushing the button closest to the probe tip, the scan plane rotates counterclockwise, increasing the angle to a maximum of 180 degrees. When pushing the button furthest from the tip, the scan plane rotates clockwise, decreasing the angle from a maximum of 180 degrees to 0-degree angle. For orientation purposes, the angle position for the scan plane indicator is located on the system display monitor. The angle will be in a range of 0 to 180 degrees. The actual scan plane angle is indicated by a marker while the value is also displayed. operating the biplane functionality. The biplane button is located directly between the scan plane controls on the endoscope handle. This rotates the scan plane at a full speed directly to the orthogonal angle. If the scan plane button is pressed again, the scan plane rotates back to the original position.
Upon completion of the exam, please refer to your probe care guide for proper disinfection of your TEE probe. A list of approved disinfectants is available on our GE Healthcare website.